Good afternoon. So the guys are out doing their fixing the garage thing. I'm out here enjoying the fresh air. Dad is in his office doing his own thing. I'm drinking my brat juice. Yes, my Tom bought me a brat juice. He's like, "Do you want a brat juice?" 'Cause I'm getting one, and I was like, "Yeah." Have you ever known me to not turn down a brat juice? Heck no, especially. Yeah. Oh, and my dad finally messaged me back. So now I'm in the loop with my daddy, my actual daddy, one I miss. And he asked how I was doing, and I'm like, everything's okay here. I mean, we've been really busy. I gotta try to take care of his dad. I said it's hard because it makes me miss my parents, my mom and dad, and I am 8 hours away from mom and dad, and so it's like, yeah, it just don't set me well. But I told him, and then he told me what's going on with mom. That mom had a nosebleed. And she ended up having a sinus infection. They got that taken care of, but other than that, everything's been okay. And there's that black butterfly. I think she comes around every time I'm like down on myself or I'm feeling depressed. And I'm really struggling with everything. I'll see her around and she just reminds me that this too shall pass. And I was thinking of neat little ways to just have my own little area without the rigmarole of anything, and I was like, it really don't have to be much. Like one of those little tents that, it's not like a tent, but it's like a cover tent area, that you use for parties and stuff when you go, or you vending. So, I was thinking about like that because all I want is just like an area for now because I know the other will come eventually. It'll come eventually because this is not going to fly. I have to have my own space. I have to have my own place. I cannot be living with somebody else. I have to, even if I am with somebody, it can't be with a relative. It cannot be with a relative in the same vicinity. I just have bad trauma with it, bad juju, period. So, yeah, there's that, and which kind of puts me on edge. And I always have my guard up. I'm waiting for that shoe to drop because it usually does, and so therefore, why would this be any different? But that was really nice to talk to him. I love my parents so much, and I miss them dearly. And I try not to show it. And I try to be strong. And so sick of being strong. I mean, like, that's all I've known. When can I just be me? When can I fall apart and not have to worry about the people around me seeing me do this? At first, I could go to my dom, but now it's like he has too much on his plate. So I shut down because I don't know what to do. This is not my safe. Okay, so here's a haunted story time. He was in a halfway house in San Antonio. All right, and he came back. He came here with us, and I guess he was feeling the effects of something weighing him down, because he would always wake up feeling like, I mean, his hip would hurt and his back would hurt, and it was constant. It was an everyday thing, you know. And at first I thought, okay, well, maybe it's his body decompressing from being a security guard and thinking that he was a He-Man. But then it kept on, and I'm like, okay, well, then. And then, so I was sleeping. Well, I was trying to sleep. No, I was actually asleep at the time. And I was drifting off, and I was on my side, because I usually sleep on, I think it's my left side. It was either my left or right side, and all of a sudden, I feel like something really heavy has me weighed down, like I couldn't move, which scared the bejesus. And I don't get scared easy. So it takes a lot to scare me, but this scared me. I did not like it because I had no control. And I literally felt like I had been, someone was on top of my hips and leaning on me because I could not move. It took me ounces, every energy I had left, because I was still in that sleepy state. And I did not want to, so I finally got my arm free of whatever it was that was tying me down, and I shoot it as to say, go away. Quit bothering me. You're in my energetic field. Go away. So, you know, that happened, and I told my dom about it, and I was like, look, I felt like I was defenseless, and I had no way of protecting myself against this thing, because I am doing what everyone wants me to do. I am being the good girl, but I am suffering because of it. I am like, this thing knew I had my guard down. This thing knew I did not have any way of protecting myself because of what the promise I made somebody. And it knew that, and it took advantage because it was trying to get to him, and it wasn't getting the results that it wanted. So it comes to me and starts in on me. And that was like, this didn't even happen within a couple of days. This happened like, it was that night. Then that next day, I had went, well, hello, butterfly. I went into the room to do something. I can't remember what I was doing. But all of a sudden, and this is the first time I've seen the shadow thing. First time. So I kind of brushed it off. I felt like something was behind me. I could feel its energy, and I knew that it was yuck. And I knew it was strong and powerful. So, like, I just kind of brushed it off at first. And then it happened again. I can't remember. Oh, I was going to plug in my phone. And I had bent over where the little dresser is against the wall. That's on, like, the right side of us. And so I was bent over. And as I was doing this, I felt like something was behind me. And I mean, like, this thing could literally breathe on my neck and I would feel it. So something told me to look behind me, and there was this huge cloaked figure. Freaking looked 6 foot. And I fucking flipped a wig like you wouldn't believe. I flipped a bloody wig, and I was like, I ran out. And I ran to where my Dom was, and I looked at him like, yeah, I'm not going in there anytime soon. And he's like, what happened? And I told him, I said, I got approached by a shadow figure in daylight. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah. This thing literally was hovering behind me and leering at me and made me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, I will not sleep in that room. I will not sleep in that room. Nope. Not until I can do something about it. And he's like, well, this calls for you having to break your word to Dad. And I'm like, well, so be it. My safety and my sanity are more important than a word to your dad. And you do not care. You ask for my help. I'm going to give it, but I'm giving it full throttle. There's no holding back. Once I turn on that witch switch and my wings are out, they're going to stay out. And I don't care. I mean, I'm to that point, I don't care. They're lucky I have not gotten my tarot deck out. Oh, look, there's a little bird. So, that being said, now I have been in haunted places. Everywhere I go is haunted. I have been verbally threatened by spirits, and I have taken their heed. This one was just a bully, because it didn't come at me from the front. It had to do its job behind, which, shame on it. And I was just not in the mood. So after that, I was raring to go, which usually takes me 3 days to prep for a cleansing of a house. Took me not that long. I got the gist of the area. I knew what to do, and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to protect me and keep that thing at bay, because these men can fend for themselves. You want to entertain the thing? You want to feed it? Feed it. I'm done. I ain't helping up no more. So, cheers to that, because I'm going to sit here and watch the show and see what happens. It's cruel, but I have a feeling that this is brought on. And yes, I did change because the dress was getting on my nerves, so I was like, okay, I'm going to get out of this dress and into a t-shirt and jeans and my sneakers. And still wear my veil. So, yeah. Look at my darling puppy dog. Look at my baby girl. Where's my girl? Let's see hot. Let's see hot. Get that on. Get that on. Look at my weird chihuahua. One of mine. I have my other one. They're food dogs. By spirit, they are either a hellhound. It depends on the mood I'm in and what they've done. What I call them. So, when they, because they have this thing of wanting to put in all their weight, and when it's time to move their butts, you don't need that. Then they're a food dog. When they're doing naughty things, they're a hellhound. They're just a hellhound. there's no end to that. You're a hellhound because you are being mischievous little shits. Keep seeing that black butterfly all day long since I've been out here. And it never wanders too far. It stays in this vicinity. Beautiful black butterfly. So yeah, a little spooky story there. Place has triggered me. I constantly stay triggered because of this place, and it's just a constant reminder of this isn't mine. Even though my dog goes, oh well, Dad wants to put everything in my name and yada yada, so we'll have whatnot. And I'm thinking, so you, because we're not married yet, you have fulfilled all your dreams. Everything that you wanted to do, you have set out to do. You have lowered your dreams. But part of that was getting back what you lost materialistically. So, with that being said, I'm like, okay, when is it my turn? Because you promised me this and you promised me that, and I am not seeing anything that I have asked for my dreams to come to fruition. I have put everything on hold for your family and their chaos. When is it enough? So I told my dad, I said, I'm thinking about starting back work because there's things that I need to do that I must have in order to get the things that I need done. And that consists of money. So, and you gotta have work to make the money. And I need to get the divorce done, which is going to cost money. I need to get insurance so I can get my eyes checked and my teeth done. Whatever else that comes along that needs insurance and whatnot. Or like the little things that I might want. I don't want to have to ask somebody, can I have this? Because in all honesty, I am 45 years old. I should not have to ask if I want it. If I have the money, I'm going to get it. And I mean, that's not saying that money's tight right now. I understand that. But I cannot live off of his dad's income. I just can't. I can't do that. I'd rather have my own money. And I mean, it will be mine and his. And I will, of course, I will eventually ask permission. Especially if I want nails done, I'll be like, okay, so we've paid this and this and this. I have this much. I want to get my nails done. Because about this time, I usually have had my nails done. And they're all spooky. It's the way it was last year. So, but last year I didn't really have a dom that lived with me. So this is new. If he could stay in that role. Because right now he's acting too fucking vanilla. And that man is nothing but. He ain't vanilla. I don't even know why he's even trying to. Because I don't know who he's fooling. He ain't fooling me. Like, dude, we've been together for almost a year now. I got enough DNA in me from you that I know you like a book. And you ain't vanilla. You might act it, but you ain't vanilla. And I sure as hell ain't vanilla. Let me tell you that I don't even do vanilla ice cream. Don't like it. So it's like, so why you act it? why play part of an ordinary, in a relationship person? And that's only to a point, which pisses me off. But that's here and there. And that's a whole different beans. So, I don't know who he's trying to fool. But I am what I say I am. When I tell you I am not vanilla, I am not vanilla. The thing, yeah, no. I totally do not do vanilla. Now, that's not to say that I'm not 100% submissive. I am, when it comes to the homestead, the only place I desire to be submissive is at home. Because that's supposed to be my safe space. This place isn't safe for me. I've already acquired that much, even with my dom here. Don't wander too far, Donna. That's my little chihuahua. So, with that being said, it's been a difficult road. I have no real true desire to be even in Texas. Like, everything that is bad that went on, I want far, far, far away from. And 8 hours is not enough to get away from whatever freaking bullshit I had to go through. And living with a parent is just not in my forte. I'm too old to be living with you. You might like living with your dad, but I don't. There's nothing against him. It's just I prefer my own place, where I don't have to worry about getting kicked out unless it's on me. And not somebody going, oh, well, you didn't do this right, so I'm going to kick you out. Or you did this wrong, I'm going to kick you. I don't want to have to wait to see what ball falls. I hate being on guard constantly. I would like to let my guard down again. I really would. But I can't here. Because this is not my home. This is why I stay outside, because I don't feel like this is home. Like, so it's hard for me to not get depressed and not. There are days where I feel like I don't even want to get out of bed. And it is so hard for me. And then I look at all the chaos and all the dishes and everything. And I'm like, I am spent, emotionally drained. I cannot take much more. All these changes, are just too much. And I haven't had even a chance to process all the changes. And new changes come up, and I'm like, I can't do this. I thought I told you. No more changes. My ADHD brain does not comprehend change. You're not giving me time to adjust, because you're constantly changing everything. And therefore, it throws me off. And that is when my anxiety takes in effect. And then you wonder what's wrong with me. Well, dude, look at all the changes you put me through. And I willing went with it. For what? Not to get any power exchange here, dear. You can read up on your materials again in the lifestyle. I can, because you are far out there and you're not even in the right field. We did it. But I kind of like, I feel a little better talking to my dad because for a while I didn't have a way of contacting him, and I was constantly worried about my mom because my mom had a stroke. Like I've been saying, in May, and she was just recovering from it when all this went on, and to be uprooted. And I was just getting close to my parents, and this happened, and I'm like, if something were to happen to my parents, I wouldn't have a way of going over there. And I think that's what gets me the most, because I want to be in the know. If something happens to my mom or my dad, I want to be able to go over there and see them. You can't, when you're 8 hours away and you can't drive and you have to depend on others. It sucks, because I'm a very independent person. But what can you do? You can't change the fact, I can't change the fact that I'm seriously going blind, and then no one will even attempt to give me a driver's license. They just laugh at me. There are days where I wish I just was able to withdraw SSI or SSDI because of my eyes. But I am not blind enough to do that. I've already tried that when I was with my ex-husband. And so, yeah, there's that. And I try not to let things get to me. Oh my gosh, I try so hard. I'm like, just breathe. Just breathe. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Just keep your guard up and be on alert, because there's no telling when a change will happen. And I'm just like, and then this thing with those three, with my Dom, his sister, and his dad, and I'm like, I don't want in the middle of this chaos. I really don't. Didn't want in the middle between my mom and my daughter. Did not. I had no desire to be in it. But I was forced to take that role. And I'm like, I would rather be on the sidelines. I am outside looking in. I see both perspectives. I do not see just a narrow-minded, and I don't just see where you're coming from. I don't just see where she's coming from, but I see the whole picture, because I am outside looking in, and I see things that you don't, or that you do see and you don't want to admit that you are doing. So yeah, there's that. And I'm fine, I'm okay. I will get through this. I got this. I'm strong. I just have to dig deep and do whatever, deal with whatever, just deal with it. Because there's nothing else I can do but to deal with it. So, oh, get the squirrel! Oh, there goes the squirrel going in the tree, and you can't get it. Uh-oh. Now what are you gonna do? So, yeah. There are times I feel alone, and I think that's my depression setting in. Um, like I said, I try not to let my depression get to me. But at the end of the day, and this is just me, and I cannot go to sleep for my life for some odd reason, my mind decides that it wants to do its thing during the night. And then that's when it just all of a sudden hits me. And maybe it will be better now that I am able to talk to my dad and keep in touch with him and check up on my mom. Still not what I want. Still not what I want. But that will come. Because I don't care if trust me, once I get my job, the first thing I'm going to be looking for is one of those little pop-up tents that you do in vending. And I'll make that somehow work. Got my own little altar, my candles. During the night, put it up. When I come back out here, put it back in. Get my altar set up. This is what I have to do in order to have something that is of me. Because, like I said, I live with men. There is no pictures of my kids. There's nothing that points to even remotely a female lives here. Which is all fine and dandy for some, but not for me. I am not a shadow person. I tell my dog this. I'm like, discretion. Yeah, let's get into being discreet, because let me tell you a little something about the history of the witches. We have been shadowed and exiled for centuries, having to lurk in the shadows, because we have had such a bad rep due to ignorance. I'm not a person of that kind of discretion. So this is going to have some sort of power exchange. This is going to have to be talked through and negotiated and whatnot, because this entails a huge sacrifice on me, and I have already done a lot. My wishes are running dry. So, there's that. And they're working on a garage. Bless his heart. The forehead and the head are the most place that bleeds the most. And he had already cut himself on his head. Not letting it heal completely. We go and do another errand. This errand shit is fucking for the birds. I mean, like, come on. You don't need things every freaking bloody day. Breathe. Just breathe. So, I am already dressed in my casual wear because, like I said, the dress was just not working for me. And he comes back and he goes, "Hey, I'm going to such and such and such. Do you want to come with me?" I was like, "Of course I'm going to come with you. I'm your ride or die." Now, that being said, I will die for you, but I want to die with you. I want us to be a team. This discretion is just not cutting it. What can I say? I love this vape because it has a little mirror, but when the sunlight hits the sucker, oh my gosh, you need sunglasses because it's so bright. Where's your baby girl? Look at my girl. So, this is the second video I have done for today. Probably more because I'll be bored. But I shall see y'all later. Toodles! Many darkest blessings. Bye.